Hello, friends. My name is Jayesh Mehta. I have tried to, translate our Prime Minister Shri Narendra Modi's speech on the 75th anniversary of India's independence on 15th August 2021. So I've added a small commentary from my end as we begin each topic so that, this gets a little bit of guidance as we go through the speech. So let me begin with what Sri Narendra Modi ji said as the beginning, and the very first statement is today on the occasion of 75th anniversary of India's independence, Amrit Mahotsav of the independence. My best wishes to all citizens and the people of the world who love India and our democracy. Mr. Modi then continued, Bharat salutes its victorious freedom fighters who sacrificed all for the nation. Pujya Bapu, who made nation's freedom into a people movement. Netaji Subhash Chandra Bose, who sacrificed everything for the nation. Revolutionists like Bhagat Singh, Chandrasekhar Azad, Bismil, and Asfaqullah Khan. Victorious Jhansi Ki Rani Lakshmibai, Kittur Ki Rani Chennamma, Rani Gaidan and Assam's Matangini Hazra. Our first Prime Minister Jawaharlal Nehru ji, Sardar Vallabhbhai Patel, who integrated into United Independent Bharat, Baba Sahib Ambedkar, who set the direction of the prospective nation and showed us the way forward, and each and every person and personas, nation remembers them and is forever indebted to all the Mahapurush who sacrificed a lot for the nation. India's soil has produced several such gems from every segment and corner of the nation. Numerous people whose name perhaps never got into history have not only built the nation but have taken the nation ahead. I salute and appreciate all such personas, Mr. Modi said. For centuries, India has fought for the Mother Earth, the culture and the freedom, the curse of the slavery and the craving of the freedom never been given up by the nation. With each victory or defeat, our aspiration to attain the freedom grew even stronger. Today, we salute all those freedom warriors as they very well deserve our greetings. During Corona, our doctors, nurses, paramedic staff, our civil workers, our scientists who worked hard to produce vaccine, and crores of people who served wholeheartedly during the tough times, the nation salutes them and they also deserve to receive our greetings. Today, some parts of the nation are affected by flood and landslide, as we know. We keep hearing some tragic news from the affected areas. Mr. Modi acknowledged and salute all those helping hands, whether in center or in state, stood firmly to help the affected ones. Mr. Modi then continued, our youth played victoriously in Tokyo Olympics and elevated the esteem of our nation are seated here. Let's all join together and clap for them to respect them. Our athletes made us so proud. They not only won our hearts, they have set an example for our future youth. We celebrate India's independence, but the pain of the partition is inconsolable. This is one of the biggest tragedy of the last century. Post-freedom, we forgot too soon those who underwent extreme pains during the partition. Innumerous people underwent excessive tortures and very inhumane treatment. Unfortunately, we could not pay our last rites to those who got killed. They will always be remembered in our memories. It is so important for us to remember them. Just yesterday, India has taken an emotional decision to mark August 14 as the Partition Horrors Remembrance Day. COVID has been a huge challenge for humanity of the world. People of India fought the disease with utmost will and patience. We were faced with several challenges, but people of India worked at abundant speed to fight the disease. Our scientists, our entrepreneurs made sure we don't rely on any other nation for vaccine. One can imagine that if Bharat did not produce its own vaccine, it would have been a nightmare. We remember To get polio vaccine, it took several years. This being a pandemic, it would have been an immense question whether or not Bharat will be able to get vaccine. If, if it did, when and how would be the next big question. We can say today with utmost pride, the biggest vaccination program in the world is running in our nation. Bharat administered 54 crores and above doses already. The next important related to COVID is the COVID portal has been an example for the world. Instant availability of digital certificate for having attained vaccination has attracted many nations in the world. Bharat gave free ration to 80 crore people or 800 million people month after month without a break to help them survive through these tough times. This mega effort has surprised many nations, and it's a matter of discussion in many nations. It is true that less number of people got infected due to COVID in India. We saved more number of people in relation to our population and also in relation to the scientific advancements that we are equipped with compared to other nations. But this is by no means a matter of admiration for us. This is not the time to become complacent or say there was no challenge. If we did, it would become detrimental to our efforts in meeting the challenges that are ahead of us. We don't have the required facilities compared to the developed nations. Our population, our lifestyle is quite different as well. Despite all our efforts, we know we couldn't save many lives. Many children lost their caretakers. No one is there to steadfast their wants. Unbearable pain and gloom will continue to stay with us for long. Mr. Modi now moves on to the next part of the important discussion. Every nation reaches a point where it recasts itself into a new form. Move forward with a set of new pledges. For Bharat's economy journey too, this time has arrived. We don't let the 75th anniversary to just become a celebration among us. We need to set new pledges and serve them as the basis for our growth. From here, the next 25 years' time is termed as Amrit Kal, where Bharat should take new resolves to reach the desired advancements as we reach 100th year of independence honestly. The focal point of Amrit Kal is to allow the nation and its citizens reach a new state of advancements. The level of facility should be uniform across villages and cities. The government shall not interfere in citizens' life without a valid reason. The aim of Amrit Kal is for Bharat to attain all modern infrastructures. That is to say, we are nowhere less. That's the ambition of people of nation too. To get there, we need to nurture our ambitions with hard work and courage at its peak to be able to achieve our dreams. Our resolutions and dreams go beyond our boundaries, and with the influence of our contributions, we will be able to help build a secure and prosperous world. Amrit Kal is of 25 years, but we don't have to wait that long. We have no time to spare. Let's begin. Yehi samay hai, sahi samay hai. Bharat and Bharat citizens should change in accordance to the changing times. Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas is known to us, but now Mr. Modi declared from the Red Fort, Sabka Saath, Sabka Vikas, Sabka Vishwas, and now Sabka Prayas, which is important to achieve our dreams and resolutions. For the last 7 years, citizens have attained benefits of various schemes run by the government from Ujjwala to Ayushman Bharat, and its effectiveness is known to the people. Bharat's poor is now experiencing acceleration in the distribution of benefits. We are now working much faster to attain better miles. But it doesn't end here. Now we have to take this effort to its highest, or to the saturation or the peak point, that is 100% attainment. 100% villages having proper roads, 100% families having bank account, 100% of eligible families having Ayushman card, 100% eligible families having Ujjwala Yojana, gas connections, Bima Yojana, Pension Yojana, and Awas Yojana. It should reach to all those who are eligible. Let us make sure all these Yojana reach its highest peak. We never take notice of roadside sellers like fruit sellers, vegetable sellers, food and other items on the streets. We have now connected these sellers through Swanidhi Yojana to allow them to avail bank loans. As we provided 100% homes, electricity, and we honestly tried to provide toilet facilities to 100% homes, in the same manner, we should reach 100% saturation point for all of the above. Har Ghar Jal is progressing at lightning speed. We provided tap water to 4.5 crore families, or 450 million families, already in just 2 years. Pipe water is made available to crores of families. Blessings of crores of mothers is our true capital. Every effort of ours should reach one and all, including the very last person in the queue. In other words, no individual shall be left out. Poor women and children depriving of nutrition acutely hamper their development. Therefore, it is decided that rice supplied by the government through its various schemes will now be fortified and made nutritious. Whether it is midday meal or public distribution system, that is ration shops, by 2024, this will be ensured across all these schemes. Today, every citizen should get proper health care is our motto. Several campaigns are being run to bring that awareness among people. In this regard, many changes were introduced at fast pace. Preventive healthcare is equally prioritized. Quite a big number of increase is already seen in the number of availability of medical seats. Ayushman Bharat Yojana provides quality healthcare services across lengths and breadths of the country. Through Jan Aushadhi Yojana, poor or middle class get alternate, or that is to say general medicines at affordable prices. 75,000 and above health and wellness centers have been built. Construction of well-equipped hospitals and modern labs at faster pace is our topmost priority. Thousands of hospitals in the country will have their own oxygen plant. In 21st century, to lead India to a new height, we should do everything with all our competencies. This is the demand of the time and is very important. We should literally handhold those societies, class of people who are behind in terms of development, basic amenities to Dalit, backward, tribal, and general class poor people are provided as part of reservations. Just recently, we included OBC to the reservation category of medical education. Through a parliament bill, states have been empowered to create OBC-related list for their individual states. It is our primary concern to ensure our development is fair, equitable, all-pervasive, and all-inclusive, and no one person is left behind. In the last 7 years, what we have done is now further enhanced with faster pace. Our northeast states, Jammu and Kashmir, Ladakh, and entire Himalaya regions, our coastal belts, our tribal provinces are going to be the most important part of Bharat's development. Today, new history is written for having connected the Northeast. This connectivity is both between hearts and infrastructure as well. Connect all capitals of Northeast by rail is almost complete. Under Act East policy, Northeast is getting connected to Myanmar, Bangladesh, and Southeast Asia. In the last several years, the efforts taken for the development of Northeast has enhanced the interest of people in transforming Northeast into stable, peaceful, and becoming an integral part for the development of Bharat. The people of Northeast have demonstrated extreme joy and pride in Northeast tourism, adventure, sports, organic farming, herbal medicine, oil palm has its potential in large scale. This work should complete in the first decade of Amrit Kal. In Jammu and Kashmir, the signs of development is now seen on the grounds. Delimitation Commission has been established. Vidhan Sabha election to take place in future is being ready. Ladakh too is raging forward towards with its development. Ladakh has witnessed modern infrastructure getting built at unwavering pace. On the other hand, Sindhu University in Ladakh is making its mark for higher education. Bharat will take its blue economy at higher pace. That is, aquaculture, seaweed farming potentials are being considered. Deep Ocean Mission opens up the limitless possibilities of our aspirations. Mineral deposits hidden in deep oceans, thermal energy in the deep ocean water can help us take our country's economic development to a new height. Some districts of the nation perceived as remained behind, their aspiration is now awakened. There are 110 and above Akankshi Jillas equipped with education, health, nutrition, roads, jobs, related yojanas are prioritized, of which many Jillas are in tribal province. We promoted a competitive environment to inculcate development in these Jillas for them to get in par with mainstream districts. In the economic world, capitalistic and socialistic economy is being discussed a lot. But Bharat focuses on Sahakarwad, that is cooperatives, as well, which suits the basic nature of Bharat's culture and societal structure. People are the driving force of the development of our economy. Cooperative is not an arrangement that is made of bunch of rules and laws. Cooperative is our spirit, behavior, and culture. To strengthen the idea of cooperatives, a separate ministry is created at the center. In states, the cooperative societies are given full support and encouragement to allow them to move forward. In this decade, in villages, we have instilled a new economic wave, and we already see transformation happening at full pace. Is we provided villages with power and roads. Now we are providing them with optic fiber network and internet. Now we see many digital entrepreneurs rising in villages too. 8 crore women connected through self-help group has been producing new products. Government will provide an e-commerce platform for this group to enable them to sell their products in domestic international markets. Today, Bharat is growing with one mantra, vocal for local. The digital platform will help women self-help group to sell their products and grow. During Corona times, Bharat witnessed the power of technology, competencies, and commitment from our scientists. Our scientists working smart and talented. Now is the time to deploy their findings and recommendations in farming and connect them with agriculture. We can't wait any longer to take full advantage of this possibility. Their ideas will help provide production of healthy foods, fruits, vegetables, and grains, and we will be able to reach the world with potency. There is yet another important challenge we should recognize. Due to family partitioning, farmers' individual ownership of land has been continuously diminishing. 80% of farmers have under 2 hectares of land. In the past, this issue was undermined for whatever reason best known to the past rulers. Keeping in mind these farmers, the Modi government has introduced agricultural reforms. Several decisions have been taken, for example, modified crop insurance system, increased MSP to 1.5 times, enabled smaller farmers with Kisan credit card to avail low interest rate loan from bank, deployed solar powered related yojana in the farming, farmers produce organization FPO. All of these efforts collectively has strengthened our small farmers already. In the times to come, it is decided to provide warehouse facility at block level. Keeping in mind small farmers and help them manage their expenses, PM Kisan Yojana is introduced. Up to 10 crore or 100 million small farmers bank account received 2.5 trillion rupees aid. Our vision is to see small farmers become pride of the nation. In the years to come, we must encourage the collective body of small farmers, provide them with new facilities. Today, more than 70 rail routes, Kisan Rail being operated to allow them to transport their produce to any parts of Bharat through these modern arrangements at a very economical transportation cost. Whether it is dragon fruit or royal lychees or ghost pepper or black rice or turmeric and several other produces are now being exported to various countries in the world. Bharat takes pride in knowing that vegetables and food grains produced on Bharat soil becoming the aromatic taste of the world. Samitva Yojana is an example of how we uplift the valor of our villages. We all know the issues inherent with the valuation of the land in villages. Farmers get no loan from bank as the ownership of the land could not be established. For several generations, nothing has been done to fix this issue. People just cannot cope up with the situation anymore. This is the most important change has been introduced and is about the Samitva Yojana. So to solve this chronic issue that was discussed, Samitva Yojana was introduced and is working fine. Every piece of land gets mapped with the help of drone. This data, along with the ownership documentation, get uploaded online. This has not just helped eliminate the disputes that have been arising for ages among the people of villages, they also can now obtain loan from bank with ease. This Yojana has transformed disputes into development. In the 75th year of independence, we take responsibility in the wake of unparalleled strength of our nation and move forward with all force to build new Bharat. We must come together to build next generation infrastructure, world-class manufacturing, cutting-edge innovations, and new-age technology. In the modern age, advancements essentially demands modern infrastructure. This fulfills the dreams and aspiration of middle-class strata. Poor infrastructure can halt the progress completely and cause immense damage to the middle-class city dwellers. To keep this in mind, we have worked hard in developing Jal, that is water, Thal, earth, that is land, and Nab, that is space or air, airways, waterways, and roadways at tremendous speed. Whether it is new waterways or connecting new places with seaplane, the work in these areas is progressing at much greater speed. Bharat Railways operate at quicker pace to transform into a new modern avatar of its own. We have decided that in 75 weeks of Amrit Mahotsav, which started on 12 March 2021 and is expected to go until 15 August 2023, during these 75 weeks, we will connect 75 Vande Bharat, that is train 18 trains, interconnecting 75 points across nook and corner of the nation. Today, the speed at which we build our airports and with the induction of Udan Yojana, we are in the process of connecting the remote parts of the nation by air, This effort indeed is highly commendable. Today, we are able to provide air travel at an affordable rate, fulfilling the dreams of our people. It is important to see our approach to build modern infrastructure holistic and integrated. In days to come, the Prime Minister, Mr. Modi, will present Prime Minister Gati Shakti Yojana's National Master Plan, which will help fulfill aspirations of people of Bharat. The Yojana's total outlay will be 100 lakh crores of rupees and will offer lakhs of job opportunities. Holistic infrastructure will be the foundation of Gati Shakti. It will provide integrated pathway to solidify our economy. Gati Shakti will eliminate all obstacles and streamline the corridors by fully integrating with each other. As a result, the travel time will reduce for the common people and will enhance the productivity of our industries. Gati Shakti will enable our local manufacturers to compete effectively in global markets. The Yojana will pave way for the possibility of forming future economic zones. During the first decade of Amrit Kal, the power of Gati will transform Bharat to a large extent. In continuation of our economic development, Bharat should build its own manufacturing and exports. As you have seen that Bharat's own aircraft carrier INS Vikrant was released for trial in the sea. Today, Bharat is making its own fighter planes, its own submarines. Bharat is getting ready to wave its flag in the fields of space and spacecraft. These achievements will elevate our efforts of Make in India mission post-corona and in the middle of emerging financial crisis. Our efforts to promote Make in India mission continue to progress. We recently introduced production-linked incentive program. Through this program, Bharat witnesses a dramatic change in various sectors. For example, in electronics manufacturing, 7 years ago, we used to import phones spending $8 billion US dollars. Today, we export phones worth 3 billion US dollars, and our imports has substantially reduced. Since I repeat again, today we export phones worth 3 billion US dollars, and our imports have substantially reduced since then. Now, as we see the manufacturing sector is getting a boost, we must keep in mind that we produce our products of the best class to allow us to face challenges with global competition. And if possible, let's prepare ourselves to go a step further and target the global markets. I urge, Mr. Modi urges respectfully the manufacturers of Bharat to always remember that the product you manufacture is not just a product or a part, it is Bharat's image, its prestige, and the belief of crores of people of Bharat. That is why Mr. Modi said, each product of yours become the brand ambassador of Bharat. Whenever buyer uses our products, should feel proud and be able to say with confidence that this product is made in India and is of great quality. You should have that desire to win the hearts of the people of the world. For you to achieve this dream of yours, the government of Bharat is here to support you with every effort of yours. Today, in various parts of Bharat, including tier 2, tier 3 cities, have seen a new startups on the rise. They play an integral part in exporting their products to international markets. The government is doing all it could do to support the startups, that is, provide them with financial assistance, tax shelter, and even slacken the laws to help accommodate them. We have seen during these tough times of Corona, thousands of new startups have emerged. They are moving ahead with success. The startups began their operations just recently, have become a unicorn, and their market values has crossed thousands of crores. They are creators of new type of wealth. With the help of their unique ideas, they managed to establish a strong foothold. They dream to grow big and establish their mark in the world. In this decade, Bharat startups, we see to it that they become strongest in the world, and we are already working towards in this direction and are not going to halt even momentarily. To bring profound changes and reforms, political will is of the essence. The world has already experienced that there is no shortage of political will in Bharat. To implement reforms, you need smart and good governance. The world has seen the new chapter of Bharat's governance. During the first decade of Amrit Kal, it's our motto to ensure that the next generation reforms reach its last mile delivery seamlessly and with no unwanted interference of government. It is paramount importance to see countrymen fully relieved of the unnecessary control by the government in its entirety. In the last 7 years, many unwanted laws were abolished. Even during Corona times, the government managed to displace over 15,000 compliances. For an example, 200 years ago, a particular law that was in practice which prevented citizens from illustrating maps. Citizens should seek approval from government before they draw or print map in the books. If the approved maps are lost, the law empowers the officials to arrest its owner. Today, as you can see, every phone app has map. Satellite is capable of producing any map anytime. So that being the case, such compliance is an unnecessary overload to the citizens and stop us from taking the nation forward. Whether it is mapping or space or information technology or BPOs and several other areas, we simply abolished the unwanted compliances for the good. Removal of unnecessary compliances is a very important step forward towards the ease of living as well as the ease of conducting business. Our industries and trades have started realizing benefits of this change. Today, dozens of labor laws have been reduced to just 4 codes. All of the requirements related to tax has been simplified and has become faceless. These reforms should not remain under the control of the center alone. They should be shared and they should reach Gram Panchayat, city corporations, and municipalities. We should all work together in partnership. Mr. Modi respectfully urge all the departments of the center and state to conduct a campaign for the review of the rules and regulations. Each of those rules and regulations that are burdensome and causes obstacles to citizens must be removed. What we have accumulated in the last 75 years will not be done away at once. But if we work together wholeheartedly, we will certainly be able to get there. In view of this, and to improve people-centric approach in bureaucracies and promote efficiencies in operations, the government has started what is called as a Mission Karma Yogi and Capacity Building Commission. Education, culture, and traditions play a very important role in building skillful and able youth who is desirous of doing anything for the nation. Today, the country has framed a new national education policy that meets the demand of the 21st century. Now, our youth will not be restricted by limitations of skill or the boundaries of languages. Unfortunately, in our nation, this union has caused due to languages, or separation, we can say, has caused due to languages. Due to this reason, we ended up imprisoning the nation's best talents. Talented people can be found in native languages too. Those who did their studies in native language should come forward and nurture self-confidence. A poor daughter or son allowed to study in native language to become a professional would offer justice to their abilities. New national education policy, Mr. Modi strongly believes, is the tool we could fight the poverty caused primarily due to language. This new education policy, in a way, will become an armament to fight against the poverty. The basis through which we could wage a war against poverty is through education in native language. At the same time, it is our respects and the significance to our native languages. The nation has witnessed in sports field, language has not been a hurdle. As a result, we see our youth flourishing and playing very well. This will be the case with every other field of our life. The specialty of the new national education policy is that the sports is no longer an extracurricular activity. It is now part of mainstream education. To become successful in our lives, of the many important avenues out there, sports is now one of the means as well. For the, for the fullness of life, it is essential to have sports in our life. There was time when parents did not want their children to be playing sports as that would not offer a mainstream earning opportunity. Now there is awareness for the fitness and sports among people. We have seen and experienced our participation in Olympics game and how we fared. This change is an important turning point for a country. Today we have campaigned to infuse talent, technology, and professionalism in our sports. Discussed the, uh, the new education policy. During the first decade, we would like to make these efforts more prominent and comprehensive. It is a matter of pride for our nation that whether it is education or sports, results of sports or fields of Olympics, our daughters displayed an unprecedented demonstration of skills. Daughters of our nation is eager to secure their space. We must ensure that in every career and work area, women is represented equal and omnipresent. We must ensure, whether at road or at workplace, women feel secured and are respected. For this to happen, the leadership, authorities, police force, and the justice system, along with citizens, all should carry out their duties 100%. Today, I would like to announce a good news. Mr. Modi um, used to get messages from millions of daughters that they would also like to study from military school and they should be allowed. So we did a pilot of this inclusion with Mizoram Military School. Now we have decided that the military schools across the nation be now open for daughters as well. In the world today, as much importance is given to the national security, that much prominence is given to environmental security as well. Bharat is now considered to be a major power in the environmental security. Today, whether it is biodiversity or land neutrality, or whether it is climatic change or waste recycling, or whether it is organic farming or biogas produced from animal waste, or energy conservation or clean energy transition, Bharat begin to see the results of its efforts in environmental front. Bharat sees development in these areas, increase in the forest area coverage, increase in the number of new national parks, number of new gardens, increase in the number of Asiatic lions. All of these should make Bharat proud. In in the middle of all successes, we have to understand there is one key challenge Bharat has been facing. Bharat is not energy independent yet. Bharat spends 12 lakh crores and more to import energy. Bharat should become self-reliant is the demand of the time and is inevitable. We must take vow that prior to 100th year of Bharat's independence, we become energy independent. Our roadmap to get there is very clear. Gas-based economy, CNG, PNG network, 20% ethanol blending target, all of these let Bharat move ahead in a focused direction. We have stepped our foot forward for electric mobility. 100% electrification of railways is progressing at faster pace. The goal is set for Bharat Railways to become net zero carbon emitter by 2030. In continuation of these efforts, Bharat is also emphasizing on mission circular economy. Vehicle scrap policy is one of the examples of this mission. Today, Bharat is only nation amongst G20 nations which is set to achieve climate goals at much faster pace. Bharat has set a target to achieve 450 gigawatt of renewable energy goal by the end of this decade. that is 2030, of which 100 gigawatt target has already been accomplished prior to its set time. Our efforts in this field is giving hope to many nations. One of the prime examples is to build international solar alliance in the global stage. Whatever Bharat is doing today, and additionally green hydrogen, will provide a quantum jump in achieving its climate goals. Mr. Modi, in the presence of our tricolor, announces the start of National Hydrogen Mission. During the Amrit Kal, we aim to make Bharat the global hub for green hydrogen production and export. This mission in energy sector will help achieve a major milestone towards making Bharat self-reliant and will also inspire several nations to achieve green energy transition. This growth will strike a new opportunity of green jobs, which will be very beneficial to our youth and our startups too. In 21st century, Bharat is capable of slating and achieving big goals. Today, Bharat is able to resolve those issues citizens have been patiently waiting for several decades or centuries. The historical decision of abolishing Article 370 relieved the nation from the complexity of tax structure with the help of GST. Our decision to introduce OROP, that is one rank, one pension, for our soldier friends, achieved peaceful solution for Ram Janmabhoomi. All of these came true in the last few years. In Tripura, after several decades, settlement to resolve Bru-Riyang dispute was accomplished. Awarding OBC Commission a constitutional recognition, Jammu Kashmir conducted its DDC election for the first time after independent Bharat. These are the examples to prove that Bharat is able to achieve its goal with all its might. Even during Corona times, we received record high foreign direct investments. Our foreign exchange reserves is all-time high. Through surgical strike, airstrike, Bharat gave a strong message to its enemy nations. This shows that Bharat is changing, Bharat is capable of taking tougher decisions and will not hesitate to do so. After the Second World War, the order of the international affairs among nations got changed. Post-Corona also, there is sign of new world order. During Corona, the world witnessed the efforts Bharat has taken and has praised the efforts. The world sees India with a different viewpoint now. There are two aspects of this change. One is terrorism and two is expansionism. Bharat is fighting both these challenges and is responding strategically and courageously. To allow us to fulfill our responsibilities, our security forces will equally have to stay alert. For us to become self-reliant in the security space, we embolden our citizens and businesses. We provide new opportunities to our hardworking entrepreneurs, and we strive hard to achieve to get there soon. The government ensures we will not leave any stone unturned in our efforts in strengthening our security forces. Today is the birthday of Maharshi Sri Aurobindo. In the year 2022, we will be celebrating his 150th birth anniversary. Sri Aurobindo was a foreseer of the bright future of Bharat. He used to say that we should become that much capable that we never were before. For that, we should change our habits. We should awaken ourselves with a fresh heart. What Sri Aurobindo has stated reminded all of us of our duties. As a citizen, as a society, what we are contributing to our nation should be reflected upon. In the past, we always gave importance to power and authority. It may have been the need back then, but now we should make our duties as the foremost important aim. Every one of us should join and should own together fulfilling the pledges we have undertaken today. When nation campaigns for water conservation, it is our duty as citizens and should make a habit to conserve water. When nation emphasize digitization, it is our duty to lessen cash transactions. When nation drives vocal for local, it's our duty to buy more and more of domestically produced goods. When nation envisages plastic-free Bharat, it is our duty to ensure not to use single-use plastic. It is our duty to ensure that we do not throw refuse in our rivers, keep our shores clean. We should take Swachh Bharat mission to a new height. As we celebrate 75th independence event of our nation, as we celebrate Amrit Mahotsav of our independence, it is our duty to participate as much more as we could to allow us to keep reminding us of our pledges. Keeping in mind our freedom struggle, whatever you do will be as pure as a drop of nectar. With the effort of crores of us, we will produce elixir that will continue to inspire us and enhance our exhilarations. I don't predict future, Mr. Modi says. He doesn't predict future. He believes in the result of our actions. He trusts nation's youth, sisters and daughters of the nation, farmers of the nation, and professionals of the nation. This is a can-do generation, according to Mr. Modi, and will be able to fulfill goals. Mr. Modi fully believes when we accomplish 100th year of our independence, whoever be the prime minister at that time embarking the flag of the nation will describe the attainments of the nation has achieved at that point, and those attainments will certainly be the pledges the nation has taken today. That is Mr. Modi's wisdom and trust. Our youths will be witnessing the attainments and will be amazed to see how we could accomplish them. Now it is clear that in 21st century, no obstacles could stop us from achieving our aspirations and our dreams. Our power is our unity. Our life force places the nation first and will always be our prime feeling. This is the time to harness new dreams, render joyful pledges, take new efforts, and move towards victory. This is the time, the right time, the priceless time for Bharat, with the power of our limbs, with the devoted beings coming together from all directions, with the awakened citizens raising the nation's flag and spreading their fluence everywhere. There is nothing you can't do or attain. You take off, you ascend, you recognize your competencies. As citizens, you know your duties. This is the time, the right time, the priceless time for Bharat. When nation completes its 100th year of independence, citizens' ambition shall become reality. It is Mr. Modi's wish. With the best wishes, Mr. Modi congratulated all citizens the 75th anniversary of independence. Raise your hands and say Jai Hind, Vande Mataram, Bharat Mata Ki Jai. Thank you all. This concludes the speech.